What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today is absolute cinema. I know some of you have been watching the news, seeing the headlines fly by, but I'm going to take my time on this one because we need to really understand the magnitude of what is happening. You know, there's a phrase floating around about Olympic level greatness. And when I look at what is happening between the Central Bank of Iraq, the US Treasury, and the global financial system right now, that is exactly what I see. Let me break this down for you. For years, we have been waiting, we've been holding, and I know sometimes it feels like we are just staring at a screen, hoping for a number to change. But what is happening behind the scenes right now is the assembly of the greatest financial roster we have ever seen for this country. Think about it. A few years ago, who was sitting at the table for Iraq? Nobody. They were sanctioned. They were isolated. They were blacklisted. But look at the screen now. Metaphorically speaking, we aren't just seeing local politicians arguing anymore. We are seeing the US Federal Reserve, major international banks like JPMorgan and Citibank, and the World Trade Organization all pulling up a chair and saying, welcome, let's get to work. This isn't just about a currency revaluation. This is about the reintegration of an entire nation into the global financial nervous system. The US Treasury isn't punishing Iraq anymore. They are guiding them. They are telling the CBI, we want to do this right. And that tells us, guys, that we are so early. I know the exchange rate on the street looks nasty right now. I know the market price hasn't reflected the reality yet, but we keep showing up. We're not going to leave because we know what's coming. Now, I want to address the elephant in the room, the price. It sucks to see it stagnant. I get it. We are seeing inflation data come out. We are seeing purchasing power struggles. And we are seeing the citizens of Iraq demanding value for their money. But remember, classic economic policy says you cannot build a skyscraper on a swamp. You have to drain the swamp first. And that is what al-Sudani and IRAQ are doing. They are draining the swamp of the parallel market of the illicit dollar trade, and they are pouring the concrete foundation. Once that foundation sets, once the electronic payment systems are fully adopted, once the borders are controlled, that is when the structure goes up. That is when the rate reflects the real wealth of the nation. We are going to come back to these levels one day, look at a chart of the IQD and say, I can't believe we were frustrated when we had the chance to load up. We are never coming back to this. Just FYI. So prepare yourselves mentally. This is a bull market confirmed for the entire Iraqi economy, and a lot of experts seem to agree. Today marks an important and energizing moment. Instead of the US or the IMF putting Iraq under a microscope for bad behavior, they are forming what I like to call an advisory committee for success. The work being done right now ensures that the CBI's decisions reflect market realities. This is key. They are future-proofing the Iraqi market to develop clear rules of the road for the golden age of the Middle East's financial sector. In other words, guys, instead of putting Iraqi banks under a Wells notice, threats, and sanctions, they are saying, take a seat at the table. Connect to the correspondent banks. Let's flow currency freely. I want to pause here for a second because I really want to hear from you. We are a community, and your eyes are just as important as mine. Do you feel, based on the news of electronic payments and banking sectors opening up, that Iraq is safer for investment today than it was 2 years ago? Let me know in the comments, just a simple yes or no, and tell me why. I read all of them, and I want to know where your head is at. Let's look at the data. Inflation in Iraq is being wrestled down. The reserves, both gold and foreign currency, are at historic highs. This isn't speculation. This is math. When you have a country that has more gold than ever, more oil revenue than ever, and is now capturing its own gas instead of burning it, the math eventually has to balance out. The currency must match the asset base. We are seeing a list of major players entering the Iraqi market. We aren't just talking about oil companies anymore. We are talking about tech, infrastructure, tourism, and agriculture. This diversification is what sustains a currency revaluation. If they just revalued on oil alone, it would be volatile. But doing it on a diversified economy, that is sustainable. That is generational. I know the timeline is the hardest part. We see dates thrown around, we see rumors, and then nothing happens on the surface. It's 6 weeks of pain, 6 months of silence. It feels like nonsense sometimes, but eventually things pan out. Eventually, the pressure building up behind the dam has to be released. It's not about timing the exact bottom or the exact second the button is pushed. It's about being positioned before the world realizes what happened. It is better to have time in the market than timing the market. I'm sure you've heard that before, but it applies here more than anywhere else. This is a test of will. The weak hands have already sold. They left 3 years ago. The people watching this video right now, you guys are the diamond hands. You are the ones who did the research, who understood the geopolitical shift, and who decided to stay until the job is done. So here is where we stand. The leaders are coming together. The systems are going live. The compliance phase is ending and the growth phase is beginning. I want to ask you a favor. I try to keep it real with you guys. No hype, no fake dates, just facts and analysis based on the reality on the ground. If you appreciate that approach, if you want someone who is going to walk this path with you until the very end, please support the channel like this video so the algorithm knows we are here. Subscribe if you haven't and hit that notification bell. We are in this together. I want us all to win. I want to see your comments one day saying we made it. Until then, we stay studied up, we stay patient, and we stay ready. Thanks for watching, guys. This is really good news, and I am genuinely excited for what is to come. Appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you in the comments down below. Peace.